بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم.
Assalamu alaikum. Now we have to start the next topic, which is about the motion of simple pendulum. Simple pendulum is another example of the simple harmonic motion. Now before start this topic, I want to memorize some previous terms as you studied earlier in your previous class, 9th class. Now see here, all of you know what is velocity, what is acceleration, what is force. All of you know rate of change of displacement is known as velocity, and rate of change of velocity is known as acceleration. Velocity and acceleration both are directional quantities or vector quantities. So their value may be directional value, they have a directional value, and acceleration may be positive or may be negative. Okay, in same way force is a directional quantity as well, and acceleration depends upon the force. According to the second law of motion, whenever a force acts on a body, it will accelerate the body. Now the question is, in which direction it will accelerate the body? It will accelerate the body in the direction of force. So what we conclude from here, that acceleration is always produced in the direction of force. So force and acceleration both have same direction whenever we study these two quantities. Okay, and what about the velocity and acceleration? Now see here, whenever a body moves in this direction, then its velocity be in the same direction of motion. So velocity is also be in this direction. This will be direction of motion and this will be the direction of velocity. Now, but maybe the velocity of body increases or decreases. When velocity of body gradually increases, then it means its acceleration is positive, and positive mean acceleration be in the same direction of velocity. But if velocity of a body decreases, or you can say gradually its value become less as compared to the previous one, so what happens, its acceleration be negative. So what happens in that case, when velocity decreases, then it means its acceleration be negative or in the opposite direction to the direction of velocity. Here velocity increases. Okay, but force and acceleration both have same direction according to the second law of motion. Whenever a force acts on a body, it will accelerate the body in the direction of force. So force and acceleration are always in the same direction. In same way, you already studied about the centripetal force as well as centrifugal force, centripetal acceleration as well as centrifugal acceleration. Centripetal force and centripetal acceleration both have same direction. And what will be their direction? Their direction is always towards the center of the circle. And what about the centrifugal force and centrifugal acceleration? Both have same direction and both are in which direction? they are always away from the center of the circle. Okay, so what we conclude from here, that acceleration and force both have same direction, both are always in same direction. In which direction we apply the force, the acceleration we produce in that direction. And if we consider velocity, then acceleration be in the direction of velocity only in that situation when velocity of a body increases, and when velocity of a body decreases, then acceleration be in opposite direction to the velocity. Okay, so these some points you have to remember before studying the next topic. Okay. Now, simple pendulum. What is a simple pendulum? Basically, it is a small bob or small mass or a small metallic bob which is attached with an intensive string. As you see here, this be a string, this be a small mass which is attached with the string, and that is hanged as you see here. Okay, this be its initial position. Initial position, its equilibrium position, or that position where it be at rest. Okay, now what happens if we move this small bob from this position O, as you see here, to position A? What happens when we move it from O towards A? So A be one of its extreme position, like in previous case as you study about the mass attached to a spring case, that there are two extreme positions A and B. In same way, there are two extreme positions, one be A, other be B. So what happens? We move it towards A, and at A we release it. Then what happens? It will start moving towards O. Why it will start moving towards O? Now you can see this small massive or small mass or small, you can say, ball has some weight due to its mass, which is mg, as you see here. Okay, now a tension is produced in this string. A tension is produced in this string due to a component of its weight. Why I say component of its weight? I not consider the whole weight of the bob, because one of its component is acting opposite to the direction of the tension which is produced in the string, as you see here. Let us consider when we move it from O to A, there will be angle theta is formed between these two positions, as you see here. Now, in same way, when we now see, this be its direction of, this be the direction of its weight, which is toward the center of the earth. Okay, there be another component which is opposite to the direction of tension. Okay, so there be another component formed, as you see, this be a right angle triangle. According to the this triangle, these two components of this mg are formed. Mg is the weight of the ball. Okay, now this be the same angle theta as between these two positions. Okay, so this be the horizontal component along according to this diagram, and this be the vertical component. And all of you know that horizontal component in this case, that be mg cosine theta, as you studied earlier in the composition of the forces, that their horizontal component be f cosine theta. So here that be mg cosine theta. So mg cosine theta be the horizontal component here, and this be the mg sine theta. So this will be the mg sine theta. This mg sine theta, when acts on this ball, then it moves this ball towards O, towards mean position. But that ball, when start from A towards O, then its velocity gradually increases. And when it reaches at O, its velocity becomes maximum, but it is unable to stop at that O, so it will continue to move towards B due to inertia in it. And when it reaches at B, what happens? Its velocity again become 0. So what happens here? Again it start moving towards O. When it moves towards O, its velocity increases. When it's move away from O, its velocity decreases. Whenever it moves towards O or mean position, its velocity increases, and when it moves away from the O, its velocity decreases. So what we conclude from here, that whenever body moves from O to extreme position or mean to extreme position, its velocity decreases. Velocity decreases mean acceleration be negative, as you studied earlier. Okay, acceleration be negative mean, and what will be the direction of velocity? Direction of velocity is always in the direction of motion. So velocity is in the direction of motion. When body move from O to A, then velocity be in the direction of O to A. So, but as you know, its velocity decreases in that case, so its acceleration be in opposite direction. So its acceleration be toward O. And when body start moving from A to O, then gradually its velocity increases. And when its velocity increases, then its acceleration be positive. So acceleration and velocity both have same direction. So it means its acceleration be in the direction of O or mean position. In same way in other side as well. Okay, in other side as well. So what we conclude from there? We conclude that force or acceleration in this whole motion, either body is moving from center to extreme position or mean to extreme position or extreme to mean position, in all cases acceleration is always directed towards O or mean position. Acceleration is always directed towards O or mean position. And we know acceleration and force have same direction according to the second law of motion. It means force is always directed towards O as well. Force is always directed toward O as well. Okay. So what we conclude from all these points which we study here, now see, these are the some important features of the simple harmonic motion. Okay, number one, a body executing simple harmonic motion always vibrate about a fixed position. And what will be that fixed position? That will mean position. That will mean position, and body be at that position when there will be no any force which acts on it. Okay. Now, what will be the second point? Its acceleration is always directed toward the mean position, as we study in this case, as well as in the previous case of this mass spring system as well. The magnitude of the acceleration is always directly proportional to its displacement from mean position. We study it in previous case as well, where we study that F or A is equal to proportional to minus X. So what we conclude from that position point, A is proportional to minus X, that A increases with increase in displacement from mean position, but negative sign indicates its direction is always towards the mean position. So same in this case as well. Now when body start moving from this position A, its acceleration be maximum, force be maximum at this position. Simply you can say, when force be maximum, acceleration be maximum. So when a body be at extreme position, their force or restoring force which be stored in this system, that be maximum. And as body move towards the mean position, gradually its force decreases, and when it reaches at mean position, its force which acts on it, restoring force, that becomes zero. But due to inertia, it continues its motion, and again gradually force or restoring force which is produced in this system gradually decreases, and it becomes maximum when it reaches at the extreme position of the other side. Okay. So third point, with the magnitude of acceleration is always directly proportional to its displacement from the mean position, i.e. acceleration be zero at the mean position, while it will be maximum at the extreme position. Now its velocity is maximum at the mean position and zero at the extreme position, as we discussed earlier. When body reaches at the extreme position, what happens? Its velocity becomes zero. When body moves towards the mean position, its velocity gradually increases, and when it reaches at the mean position, its velocity becomes maximum, and when it starts moving toward the extreme position, gradually its velocity decreases. Okay, so these are four features of the simple harmonic motion. Now see, this will be a simple pendulum. Okay, this will be the mass which we attached with it. This will be a string, and this will be a protector here to measure its angle, and this will be a scale or meter rule, you can say, which is used to measure its length. Okay, from this tab we can adjust its length, and from here we can adjust its mass. Okay, and from here we can adjust its gravity, for example for earth, for any other planet, etc. Okay, now we see what happens with this simple pendulum when we changes these values. Okay, now see, here the angle be 18 degree. Now we start moving it. Now what happens with it when we increase its length? As we increase its length, what happens? Just a minute. Just a minute. We consider two bulbs here. One which with lesser mass, other with more mass, but both have the same length. Okay, now both start moving and you will see that both have same time period in this case, or both complete their one cycle in same time. Okay, if we increase mass A more and decrease mass B as well, then we see what happens here. They have same time period here. Okay, no, there will be no change in their time period. Now we decrease the length of one of these two simple pendulums. As we see that there will be no any effect of the mass on the time period of the simple pendulum. So there will be no any effect of the mass on the time period. But in case of the spring mass system, there will be effect of mass is considerable. Okay, now we decrease the length of the second pendulum. Okay, now again we start. Just a minute. Just a minute. So what happens? The pendulum which have more length, that have more time period as well, and pendulum which have less length have less time period. Okay, so what be the effect of the gravity on these two? In order to see that, again we increase the gravity. You see here, we increase the gravity. Now what happens? By increasing the gravity, their time period decreases. By increasing the gravity, their time period decreases. And as we decrease the gravity, what happens? Their time period increases. As we decrease the gravity, what happens? Their time period decreases. And if we decrease gravity such that it becomes zero, what happens? There will be no any vibration in these two, but they start rotating about a fixed point. Okay, so these are some important features of the simple harmonic motion. Okay, now how we can find the time period of the simple harmonic motion? In order to find the time period of the simple harmonic motion, we will use this formula. T is equal to, just a minute, T is equal to, sorry, T is equal to 2 pi L over G. And you see here, time period increases with increase in length but decreases with increase in gravity, acceleration due to gravity. But in case of the there will be no effect of the mass on it. But in case of the mass spring system, all of you know, T is equal to 2 pi m over k, where m is the mass of the that object which we attach with the spring, and k is the spring constant. Okay, now students, our topic is completed. Now this will be the homework for you. What is the simple harmonic motion? What are the necessary conditions for the body to execute simple harmonic motion? You have to memorize that those conditions as well, which we study at last. 4 conditions. Okay. Allah Hafiz.